Oh, that paint, I mean, that Prussian blue and that yellow. That is so pretty. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my art channel. Thank you for being here. I wanted to say, for those who celebrate, I am in the US, so we do celebrate Thanksgiving. And I wanted to say thank you to all of you, because without you, I don't think that I would be here. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and I would love to hear from you. I'm going to be telling you a couple stories based on the colors that I'm using for today's painting about Thanksgiving and some of my memories. So if you would like to share in the comments, feel free. I do love reading, even though I can't get to them all, I do love reading the comments, and I do hear you and see you in those videos in the comments. So I am going to do today a wandering straight pour on a 24 by 30 inch canvas, and I am using a really pretty color set. And I picked these colors based on kind of things that remind me of Thanksgiving. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But for now, let's paint. All right, so for the colors, I have this beautiful cranberry color. I took magenta, I took primary magenta and mixed in a tiny little bit, just like the smallest little bit of Prussian blue into that. This reminds me of cranberry sauce because we always buy like the can of cranberry sauce. It's cheap, it's easy to make, and it's always tasty. And one year I spent all this time making this cranberry sauce. I thought it was delicious, and nobody else liked it because they wanted the canned cranberry sauce. So, you know, but I chose that color. I chose these two for my sister, and now I've started making it too, famous mac and cheese, and I thought that these would go well. This is an azo yellow mixed with a little bit of white, almost like a Naples yellow, and then this is azo yellow and azo orange and white mixed together. This also goes with the macaroni and cheese here. We always do make a turkey, and the turkey, so my story on the turkey, we also had an argument about macaroni and cheese too. So it was, and you can let me know in the comments, do you put an egg in your macaroni and cheese? Question. The other question is, I make cornbread casserole. It is so good. It's so easy. But there's been a debate of whether or not we put an egg in that. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that if you've made either of those. And then for the turkey, oh my goodness. One year I was doing Thanksgiving. This was years and years ago, I think almost 20 years ago. And my family was coming into town for it. I was living in Charleston, South Carolina. And I was rushing, and it was the first time I had cooked a Thanksgiving meal myself. And I left the entire gizzard, everything, all the innards of the turkey. I didn't know I was supposed to take them out. So I put stuffing in on top of that. And then when I was talking to my mom on the way, she was on her way to my house. She was like, well, did you take the insides out? And I was like, oh my gosh. I get the turkey out of the oven. I reach my hand straight into the turkey, completely burned my hand. I'm like wasn't even thinking about it. So I will have that memory probably forever, but everything turned out fine. They liked the turkey. It was fine. But that was like that moment still makes me giggle a little bit and freak out a little bit, but mostly giggle. So I am using a bronze color for that. And then the color that I wanted to add in here that I think is going to make all of this, it's going to give a nice contrast, is this Prussian blue, because I already added a little bit in here and I just feel like it really goes with this color set. So I wanted this to be kind of warm and have like a cozy kind of homey feel to it with these colors. Nothing too super bright. A lot of these are pretty muted except for the magenta, but I think it will be a nice color set. So now I am going to start with layering the cup, and I think I'm gonna do 3 cups maybe. I think that might do good. I feel like 4 might do better, but I'm gonna try it with 3. So let's see here. I wanna do yellow in the bottom of 1 cup, and I wanna do a pretty good amount. Then I want to do gold in the bottom of the other cup. I don't know, do I do yellow in 2 of them, gold in 1, or do I do, maybe I'll do bronze in the last. Ooh, that was a lot of bronze. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it that way. Okay, so now I definitely want this layered next to that one. I want my orange layered next to that one. And maybe I should do like one of these at a time. I'm going to confuse myself, I feel. Now I want to come in with I'm only going to get 1 layer out of these. I'm freaking out like I was with the turkey. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Dang, I'm only going to get 1 layer. And then, and then my gold. But you can let me know, do you go and see your family? Some people don't celebrate at all. Some people have different Thanksgiving depending on the country you're in. If you have different celebrations from a different country, I would love to hear about that too. Okay, so I've got my gold. I think I'm actually gonna go with the magenta next. I really should have layered a little bit better so that I could have, dang. And then what do I want to do? What do I want to do here? I'm going to do this one and finish this off. So I'm going to do the blue next to the bronze now because I've done the blue at the top. Ooh, I just dripped. I've done the blue in the top of both of these, so I want to have the blue layered down in that one. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to do this beautiful magenta. And I feel like I did these cups because I could kind of squeeze them a little bit. And I feel like that might be nice to get a smaller stream. But yeah, I would love to know what kind of celebrations y'all do for Thanksgiving. For me, it is a time of thanks. You know, not everybody celebrates, and it has different meaning for different people, and I do realize that as well. But it's just a time to be around friends and family for me, and I do enjoy it. Okay, I have paint all over me already and all over the canvas, but I'm going to do these one by one. And I think I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so I'm going to wander these and kind of jiggle them just a little bit. Kind of wanted to like squeeze it out a little bit. Ooh, here comes that. Oh, that paint, that Prussian blue and that yellow. That is so pretty. I also don't know if I should. Gosh, that is so pretty. Wow. Huh. Okay. I don't know if I should like wrap it around it. Maybe I will. This one has it at the top, the blue at the top. I'm going to try to move a little bit more. And wrap it on around. Okay, that has a lot of gold. I don't love that one as much. That one is so pretty. I don't love that one as much. Dang. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap this one up around this way. So I'm going to stand on the side. Jiggle it on around. I'm trying to like talk to you and pour this at the same time. And my stomach's growling. Huh, what is this going to be like? I'm changing directions here. I got a little bit of green out of the Payne's gray, but that's okay, and the yellow. Okay. Do I think that this is enough paint? I do. I'm going to put a little bit of the Payne's gray around the outside just to help it flow. And maybe even a little bit of the magenta around the corners, but I think it should be plenty. But this will make a pretty dark color that I can use again if I need to. Okay, that is plenty of paint. I will let these dry because the paint can peel out of those. All right, what are we thinking so far? I don't actually know. I gotta get myself situated here. I'm not situated. All right. Yeah, I think this is my least favorite one, so I might try to get that one to go off the side a little bit. I'll have to look back at the video and see which cup that was, like which way I layered that one, because that was my least favorite one, I think. I think that was the one with the copper in the bottom and the Payne's gray right next to it. Okay, let me... Oh yeah, this is plenty of paint. I'll have a nice dark color. I think I want to stretch it to each side first. Okay, now I'm going to go over the edge. Okay, at least I have enough paint on there that I can like stretch this out and decide what I want to do with it. Oh yeah, I had plenty of paint. That's my favorite. Ooh, I had to put it down. I grabbed the side. Okay, this is my favorite part, actually. Oh man, I got paint everywhere. That is my favorite part. So I'm definitely going to stretch it up that way. I didn't necessarily want to lose all of this, but I'm going to stretch it that way and then over this way. I should have been using this bottom bar. Woo! Actually quite interesting because what I thought I didn't like, I actually ended up liking. Isn't it funny how that works? I'm actually going to stretch that whole section off there. Now, when this dries, this yellow is this is yellow, but this is going to be gold. Now I actually really like it because even just oh my gosh, even just stretching that tiny little amount extra completely changed. Oh, I really like this now. It completely changed the motion in this by that part going off the edges. Oh, look at this little corner over here. I will say this part here in the middle, I don't know. I feel like I should stop and let it dry. I don't want to mess with it anymore. I think I'm going to let it be. Well, thank you very much for listening to me ramble. And again, thank you for being here, for your support, for all your kind words, your comments, your likes. Just, it means the world to me. And you are something that I am thankful for this Thanksgiving. I will take you in on the close-ups and show you what this looks like, and then we'll see it dry. Okay, so here it is. I don't know which way I want to hang it yet. I love that little corner. And I actually thought I was going to dislike this part the most, but I actually really like that part. The part that's got me is this gold in the center, but I think it's going to dry really pretty. So I think I'm going to have to let this dry. But I love this part down there. The Payne's Gray, I'm really happy I added that for contrast. And I tried to connect them a little bit here. And I don't know which orientation yet. But this was super fun for Thanksgiving. All right, let's see how it dries. Well, here we go. Thanksgiving painting. I will say the portions that I like the most is this corner, the colors at least, that corner, and that corner. And those were the portions that I thought I would like the least. And I love that color combination together. But this is definitely giving me Thanksgiving vibes. I was also worried that this would just be a solid block of gold. Here, I gotta get it so that it can register the colors. It's like, see how it's like softened them. There we go. There's the what they actually look like. As I get in, it like washes everything out. But you can see the green color that's up there that showed through, and it's really kind of like transparent there. I will say this was my prettiest, like I liked that the most, this section the most. Is there a little face right there? I liked that section the most when I was pouring it out, but when I stretched it out, I actually didn't like that as much. There's like another little face right there. That one looks like a snake or a bird. And then this little corner, I think is my favorite little corner of design. But overall, there's tons. Oh, I almost fell over. There's tons to look at for this one. Super cool. Be on the lookout for some emails from me for Friday after Thanksgiving. I'm running a sale on my website, and I'm going to be doing 30% off of my courses and my original paintings. So make sure you check that out. I will put a link in the comments to sign up for my email list so that you know, and then I'll put my website there so that you can bookmark it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I hope that you can spend it with friends and family if you celebrate, of course. If not, it's just another regular day for you. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy painting. Bye.